Have you ever felt like your family just doesn't see you? Like no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, it's always someone else who gets the spotlight? Imagine planning for the happiest day of your life, the day you're about to marry the love of your life, and your own parents tell you it's not happening. Not because of anything you've done, but because your sister's birthday takes precedence. And to make things even worse, they kick you out of the house for standing up for yourself. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because this story is all about family dynamics, heartbreak, and realizing that sometimes you have to choose yourself, even when it feels like the people you love the most can't or won't. I've noticed only 98% of you who watch haven't subscribed. Come on, guys, show some love and support. Thanks a bunch to those who have already subscribed. It all began a little over a year ago. I had been with my fiance, Ryan, for about 3 years. We met in college, and our relationship was like a perfect fairy tale in the beginning. We had our moments, sure, no relationship is perfect. But when it was good, it was really good. So when Ryan proposed, I was over the moon. I had been dreaming of this moment for years, imagining what it would be like to stand next to him, surrounded by people we loved, starting our forever together. At first, things went smoothly. We picked a venue, nothing extravagant, just a lovely local hall that felt warm and intimate. We started booking vendors, sending out invites. My bridesmaids, who were also my best friends, were on board, and I had a vision for how I wanted everything to look. I felt on top of the world. It felt like everything was falling into place. But then, there was one thing I didn't anticipate: the pull of my family's expectations, especially when it came to my older sister, Lila. Lila had always been the golden child, not because she was perfect or flawless, but because she seemed to always do what my parents expected of her. She was the one who followed the rules, the one who never rocked the boat. And I was the opposite. I was the one who pushed back, the one who refused to be put in a box. While Lila was the picture of everything my parents wanted, I was the one who had to constantly prove myself. But somehow, I always felt that Lila had their undivided attention, that she was the one who could never do anything wrong. Fast forward to when we were picking a wedding date. I was so excited. Everything felt like it was coming together. But soon I started noticing subtle comments from my mom and dad. "Are you sure this weekend works?" my mom asked casually, like it was just a little detail. And then my dad, without missing a beat, said, "You know, Lila's birthday is that same weekend. She's planning something big this year." I was thrown off at first. What did my sister's birthday have to do with my wedding day? But I brushed it off. "Yeah, it's just a birthday. We can work around it," I told myself. As the weeks went by, I noticed that these little comments weren't just passing by. Every time we had a conversation about the wedding, it was about how my sister's birthday was so important. "Have you talked to Lila about the wedding yet?" my dad would ask. "Make sure it doesn't conflict with her plans, okay?" my mom would add. I remember one evening, sitting with Ryan, feeling frustrated and venting to him about the constant pushback from my parents. "Why does Lila's birthday seem to be such a big deal?" I asked him. "I love her, but this is my day too." Ryan, always the calming presence, reassured me. "It's probably just a misunderstanding. You've got every right to have your wedding whenever you want. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about it." But then, it got worse. My mom called me one evening, and I could tell by her tone that something was off. She hesitated before speaking, and when she finally did, it felt like a punch to the gut. "Honey, we need to talk about the wedding," she said, her voice unusually soft. "Okay, what about it?" I replied, trying to hide the knot forming in my stomach. "Well, Lila's birthday this year is really special for her. She's going through some things at work, and she feels like this year she deserves to have all the attention on her." I could feel the anger rising in me, but I kept it in check. "Mom, I've been planning this wedding for months. I can't just change the date because of Lila's birthday. It's not the same thing." My mom's voice grew a little more insistent. "I know, sweetie, I know. But maybe you can move the wedding to a different weekend? I'm sure Lila would appreciate it if you did." The frustration was starting to bubble over. "Are you seriously asking me to move my wedding just for Lila's birthday? This is ridiculous. It's my wedding, Mom. I can't just cancel it and rearrange everything because of her." "Well, it's important, honey. She really needs us right now, and this birthday..." It's not just any birthday, my mom continued. I was stunned. I need you too, Mom. You're my parents. This is my big day. This is my moment. But my mom didn't hear me. She just kept going on about how important it was to make Lila feel supported and loved, as if my wedding wasn't a big deal at all. That night I went to bed feeling completely defeated. How could they do this? How could they ask me to push back the one thing I'd been working for my entire life for something that wasn't even my choice? A few days later, things took a turn I didn't see coming. It wasn't just about asking me to reschedule anymore. It escalated to something much worse. It happened in the form of a phone call. I answered the phone, expecting another discussion about Lila's birthday. But instead, my dad's voice came through the receiver, sounding more serious than I'd ever heard him. "We've made a decision," he said flatly. "About what?" I asked, my heart already sinking. "We can't make it to your wedding, honey. We can't. We've decided that Lila's birthday is more important. She's having a celebration, and she needs us all there. We can't be there for you if we're all going to have to rush from the wedding to her party." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The words hit me like a brick wall. "Wait, you're not coming to my wedding?" I asked, almost laughing in disbelief. "There's just no way to do both," my dad said, his tone icy. "Lila needs the family. She deserves that. It's what she wants, and frankly, we can't let her down." "Are you kidding me right now?" I practically screamed. "You're choosing her over me?" "It's not that simple," my dad replied. "This isn't just a wedding. It's something she's been planning for a while. You've been fine without us, and Lila really needs the support this time." I was shaking, my throat tight with emotion. "You don't get it, do you? You're telling me you're choosing her birthday over my wedding? After everything I've done? After everything I've given up to make this happen?" And then, as if that wasn't enough, my dad said, "And if you're going to keep making a fuss about this, maybe it's time for you to move out. It's clear you don't understand why this is so important to the family." I was stunned. "You're kicking me out? That's what it's come to," he said, his voice cold. I stood there in shock, unable to process what was happening. My parents, the people who were supposed to love and support me, had just told me that I wasn't welcome anymore. They were choosing my sister over me. And the worst part, they didn't even seem to care.